George Clooney might be the most charming actor in the world. There are stories about women shivering in movie theaters as Clooney played his trance on the screen. On top of that, he's been named the sexiest man on the planet multiple times by different magazines, and today you're going to learn how he does it so that you as well can have women attracted to you more and more every single time. Now, many things he does go against the typical dating coach rules, so pay close attention how he breaks those rules and why does it work so well.
Buy you a drink?
Most of the time, when we're talking about pauses, we're talking about building some kind of tension. You know, pausing in the middle of the sentence of an interesting story only to make the girl more excited to hear the ending. Now, George Clooney, especially in the scene that we are watching today, uses pauses for something entirely different. For setting the charming vibes. I know it might not make sense right now, but just think about it. Whenever you meet someone, your mood and the way you talk during the first 10 or 20 seconds of conversation determine the vibes of that conversation. It's like if you meet a girl and you're not flirtatious in the first half an hour of your date, but you're boring and, disinterested like 99% of the other guys out there, the moment you want to get closer to her, the moment you want to caress her leg and, possibly kiss her, she's going to find it super inappropriate because for her, it's a huge change in the mood from the very beginning of the conversation when you're boring and just like everyone else and now you're trying to touch her and trying to be flirtatious. However, if you were flirtatious from the very beginning with the same girl and you were teasing her all the time, you were just having fun, the moment you would put your hand on her thigh and lean towards her to kiss her, she would find it totally natural and kiss you back. The same way if Clooney came to that scene walking fast and immediately called J-Lo's name as he entered the room, there would be zero flirtatious vibes. But just by taking that long pause and then starting off half whispering, he sets those vibes right away, because by doing that, everything he says later on, the girl seems as flirtatious and charming. So a big takeaway right at the beginning is to set flirtatious vibes with a girl immediately when you meet her that day, because it's almost impossible to do it later on.
Yeah, I'd love one. Sit down.
I'm Gary.
One of the things that Clooney's master of is his smirk. So, as you progress through the video, pay attention to his smirk.
I'm Celeste. It takes forever to get a drink around here. There's only one
bar.
waitress. Oh, don't go.
Those guys bother you?
Oh, they're fine. I mean, you just got here. You help yourself.
Just as I mentioned a minute ago, Clooney uses those pauses to set the flirting, charming vibes for the conversation, because just by talking slowly and having those pauses, the whole conversation seems to be more flirtatious, even if he were to say the basic things.
You like bourbon?
I love it.
We got that out of the way. Tell me, Celeste, what do you do for a living?
I'm a sales rep, and I came here to call in a customer, but they gave me a hard time because I'm a girl.
Is that how you think of yourself?
As a sales rep?
As a girl?
Yeah, I don't have a problem with it.
I like your hair. I like your outfit.
But actually, this is my second favorite outfit. I had a first favorite, but it got ruined and I had to get rid of it.
You did?
It smelled.
Really?
I always teach my clients not to tell the girl how gorgeous she is, because that takes away the fun part for her. See, every girl loves it when she's not sure whether a guy likes her or not. The hot and cold technique, which you can get for free at the end of this video. So if you explicitly tell her you like her, you're no longer mysterious, and she knows she doesn't have to try hard to make you like her. But there is a however. If you tell a girl how gorgeous she is, you either have to follow it with a tease, or you have to use high status triggers as you say it. And George Clooney does the second. He's half whispering, he holds a strong eye contact, and he smirks. Now, if you're in a moment when you decide to tell her she's gorgeous, do not seek her reaction, but pretend as nothing happened.
Having it clean didn't help.
No. So tell me, Gary, what do you do for a
How
living?
far do you want to go with this?
Not yet. Don't say anything yet.
I don't think it works for somebody else. Gary and Celeste, what do they know about anything?
Well, this is your game I've never played before.
It's not a game. It's not something you play.
Well, does this make any sense to you?
It doesn't have to. It's something that happens. It's like seeing someone for the first time. Like you could be passing on the street and you look at each other, and for a few seconds there's this kind of a recognition. Like you both know something. The next moment the person's gone. And it's too late to do anything about it. And you always remember it because it was there and you let it go. And you think to yourself, what if I had stopped? What if I had said something? What if? What if? It may only happen a few times in your life.
One of the main differences between a common guy and a high status guy is smirk. The top guys on Team Bowl have probably heard this thousands of times, but high status men rarely laugh. Instead, they smirk. And that smirk has so much more powerful effect on women's attraction than any kind of grin. And when George Clooney smirks, it seems like he's confident, but he's also a little bit mysterious because it seems like he knows something a girl doesn't know. And in this particular situation, the whole time he's talking to her, he holds a strong eye contact. He speaks slowly and he pauses quite often. So a takeaway here is to speak slow and smirk in these kinds of situations, because by doing that, in her eyes, you look confident because you're talking slowly and you're dominating the situation, and you're mysterious because when you smirk, it seems like you're not telling her something she should know, which actually excites her so much.
Or once.
Or once.
She feels that sexual tension between them. That's why she takes a shot. But she also enjoys the moment, and you can clearly see that because she has a smile on her face and she's kind of excited. Now, one last thing I wanted to point out about George Clooney is the stories. He is an amazing storyteller, and in the scene you just saw, he paints a vivid image in J-Lo's mind. He arouses her feelings, and just by him being the guy who reminds her of that moment, and by asking, what would happen if, what if, she knows she would be crazy if she misses on the opportunity to sleep with him tonight. I personally have a Rolodex of my personal stories I tell to girls that remind them of something exciting in their lives. And just by implying that we should enjoy those moments like she and I have right now, she knows what she got to do to make that night even better, if you know what I mean. So whenever you're watching a movie or you have a story of yours, note it down and practice it so that you can tell it to a girl and awake those sexual, exciting emotions within her on command.